NYMA, the State of New York Mortgage Agency, is a New York State agency that helps with interest rates, down payments, and closing costs for low and moderate income families. Do you know of any other agencies, either on a city, state, or federal level, that buyers could look for assistance as well?
I guess it's back to the bankers. Any other programs in Sony May? Well, Fannie and Freddie have some programs where you can, for first-time home buyers, where they'll give more lenient terms than they would on to other than first-time home buyers. As far as any city or state agencies is giving any other type of aid, Sony May was really built by the state to do that, and the city is not really offering anything at this point.
Okay.
There's also FHA and VA, Veterans Administration and Federal Home Administration, and they have some flexibility in the types of mortgaging they give, but you need to go to specialists that work in those with those types of products.
Okay, great, thank you. In the mid-1970s, we faced a similar housing crisis, and the non-repayment tax credit passed by Congress then resulted in more stabilized home values, decreased housing inventories, and the market recovered somewhat from that. The government just passed an $8,000 non-repayment tax credit available to all first-time home buyers. That was added into the Economic Recovery Act. It changed slightly from the original $7,500 repayable over 15-year tax credit that was initially in there. Do you think that this new incentive is enough to help push first-time home buyers into the market, or help them dip their toe in the water, or just get over that fear?
Yeah, you might recall that during those discussions that it actually went up to $15,000.
Yeah, I was excited about that.
And it was for everybody, not just first-time home buyers, and that we believe would have been obviously a bigger incentive. This is not, we were disappointed when it went back to first-time home buyers. Obviously disappointed when it went back to $8,000. But we've got what we've got. It would have been nicer with more, but this is what we've got.
Sure. I mean, especially with a lot of people right now who are in this situation because of bad mortgages, so they're looking to refinance. Maybe even if it was an $8,000 tax credit or something given to people who will refinance into a fixed mortgage, something like that might have been able to stimulate it a little bit more. But the overall gist of it is, I don't feel that the $500 and non-repayment for first-time home buyers is really enough of a large incentive to.
Well, I mean, non-repayment is better than repayment.
Right.
Okay, which is what we had before. So I don't want to downplay it.
I
think for first-time home buyers, in some cases, $8,000 may cover closing costs in some places. So I think it is a big incentive, certainly for the first-time home buyer market. I think, unfortunately, it didn't help the rest of the market, and that's what we're looking for in some of the other programs that are coming out.
There was a city program, the 421B tax abatement, that was a big help to a lot of residential purchasers, where they would get, I believe, an 8-year tax abatement and a phase-in over the next few years. So that way they're not paying the full rate of real estate taxes when they purchase a new residential house. The city basically took that away, and I think that's a significant hurt to the local economy, especially Staten Island, where that was a huge selling point. That a lot of people would come into a house and have a real estate tax abatement.
Yeah, that affected new construction.
Yes.
Right. Yeah, that's the only thing is that unfortunately resales wouldn't be affected by that, but the new construction, when that was big, the tax abatements.
New construction was one of our biggest industries on Staten Island, so it certainly had a big effect on us.
Yeah.
I guess unfortunately though, with the city and its current economic situation, I don't think they're willing to give us that back real soon.
No, not right away.
Unfortunately.
We'll see. Speaking with people on a daily basis about the current economic situation, what else do you think that the government could do, or what rules do you think they could relax or put into effect that you think would help stimulate the real estate market a little bit more?
I think right now you're dealing with psychology, and people are hearing a lot of different information. People are, their friends are being unemployed. I think that we need to get to a place where people feel there's some stability. When that will happen, I certainly don't have the perfect crystal ball, but I do believe in cycles. And what now is not a good cycle will become a better cycle.
Sure, everything comes around.
Right.
Okay.